Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved official scenarios. Last time we did the Mirror Earth and now we are moving on into Pirate Plague, and this one can be a bit of a nightmare depending on how you approach it, otherwise not so bad. Maritime piracy increases worldwide and poses a major threat to international shipping. Global sea transport and trade is significantly reduced, changing the way that people travel. How will anyone get to Greenland now? Yeah, so this scenario, basically the number of boats traveling around have been greatly reduced, which means your odds of getting to an island are significantly lower. It's not impossible, can still be done, but not easy. The obvious counter to this is to actually just bypass the boats entirely and go for the Yarrr Swarm, which I know is considered kind of cheesy, but it works. I got 3 stars on Brutal in my first try, just rehashing an old strategy. It worked just fine. Other alternatives, I suppose, would be something like the Fungus, which, I would say it requires a bit of RNG. You're really hoping for the Spore Burst to land on an island, and I don't really have the patience for that right now, but that could potentially work. Necrovirus maybe, just because you can send your zombie hordes to the islands, and that could work for you, but you'd still have your work cut out for you. And then there's a Shadow Plague. That could work because you can travel around just like you would with the Yarrr Worm. But we're going to go ahead and do this because this is the most obvious counter, and the one that I imagine most people will be employing, so let's see if we can do it today. ATP Boost, Darwinist for the extra mutation chance, Terrasite because we're going to be relying on Trojan planes to get to the islands, so a little bit extra transmission by land is useful. Extremophile and the Transstasis because this is a transmission-heavy build. We'll be naming, I don't even know how you pronounce one of those. Stress Pandemic, sure, why not? Okay, done, and we're going to start off in, let's just say China today. Why? I don't know. China's fine. It's a good starting location. Let's go for eggs 1 and 2, locomotion 1 and 2, grab that, and grab the genetic swap. That is your standard opening whenever you are playing Mega Brutal Yarrr Worm with the Transstasis. Now we're going to focus on getting ourselves a bit more of the zoonotic transmissions early on for the extra mutation chance. We'll also grab mutative regeneration at some point, hoping that those mutations will get us some freebies that will save us a lot of DNA. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I'm even going to grab the neural breach so we can get everything else for even cheaper. I mean, who knows, but we'll see. It's just 1 DNA point. Doesn't really matter that much. But anyway, yeah, so mutation will be our friend. Depending on how that works out, maybe we can save ourselves a lot of DNA, or maybe we can't. The Trojan planes, of course, are our primary mechanic for getting into the islands. We're going to go ahead and grab rodents now for the urban environment, since that's what China is considered to be. But yeah, depending on how our early game spread is looking, we might spend 1 or 2 Trojan planes just trying to increase our spread, especially in North and South America or Europe. And then after that, we'll focus on the islands. The only cost at that point is speed, which might hurt my overall score. I'd love to get 3 stars. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, but the most important thing is to win, right? I think so. Let's go ahead and grab insect. We'll go toward probably Water 1, I guess. It's only 7 DNA. Transstasis, that's not so bad. Grab that. Then we'll focus on a bit of air transmission. Hello! That was worth a fair bit. Okay. And the good thing about Air 3 is that it is especially useful in the rich and hot countries as well. Very effective. Love that about the Yarrr Worm. Alright, we're starting to hit critical mass in China. We'll grab mutative regeneration as early as we can on the off chance we get some extra mutations. Grab that, there we go. And I guess we will grab a level of Trojan planes now, so that we are able to try and increase our spread in the early game. Transmissions now, I guess we could focus on getting rodents, insects, birds. We could also just grab cerebral tendrils real quick, and I will. Again, just trying to make sure that whatever we mutate is more expensive than some of the really dirt cheap things. You never know. If we get an extra mutation that saves us like 20, 30 points up here, that's game breaking right there. Maybe, maybe not. Alternatively, you could say that wasting those 3 points is still not worth it. I don't know. We're going to go to, I don't know, let's say Mexico here, because we do not have any spread currently in North and South America, and if we don't get that ball rolling pretty quickly, especially near the United States, we're going to be hurting. Go ahead and grab rodents level 2. There we go. Getting around. Let's get some more birds. Birds 2 is nice. The zoonotic zoonotic transmissions do increase your mutation chance. Another reason to go for those as early as you can. Now we'll go for some more water. Now you may say, why go for the water if there's so little, there's so few boats going around? You may notice there just really are like no boats on the water at all right now. You still can spread by boat, so on off chance that's helpful. It's not so bad. It is still very useful in the humid countries, and with the Yarrr Worm, Water 3 is still good in the poor countries. So it's a fair bit of infectivity. Why not take advantage of that, I suppose, right? All right, let's go ahead and grab... You know, we're going to go for some drug resistance first, I think. Really would like to make sure we are spreading faster in the wealthy countries. We do need to grab some cold resistance as well. Doop-a-doop-doop-a-doop-doo. But I think drug resistance is the highest priority for obvious reasons. How are we looking in the world right now? Okay, we do have some spread in a few crucial areas, so I suppose it's either go to Europe now and try to get that ball rolling, or let's go ahead and start going to Greenland. We're going to go for the speed run here. Let's grab drug resistance again. And some more cold resistance. We are getting around in Scandinavia. That's good. Okay, okay, okay. What islands are we missing at this point? We're missing Madagascar, the Philippines, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, and the Caribbean. That's kind of to be expected at this point in the game. Still haven't gotten into Canada yet. That definitely concerns me, but we'll do the best we can. No new transmissions that I feel like we need at this point, so instead, I guess I'm going to go for some more levels of Trojan planes and stuff, and increase the likelihood that we get those planes to send to the islands, so we don't have a slowdown that ends up costing us with the cure. Now, we mutated in the wrong direction, unfortunately. We got confusion and memory loss. That's good for slowing down the cure, not so good for saving me DNA. So I'm not happy about that. We're going to go ahead and grab... Adrenergic would slow down severity and probably slow down the cure. This might help us. Let's go down this path instead. Axiolytic confusion. We're reducing severity, going to go to Psychosis next. Trying to work our way up toward Transcendence as early as we can before the genetic drift is really able to take effect. It's already starting to go into play, but, you know, I mean, obviously... Once you've got the two primary concentrations of humanity in China and India infected, that genetic drift is going to come back to bite you. It's just inevitable. Let's go to New Zealand next, since they are considered a wealthy country. We're really close to getting to Transcendence. Need 56 DNA for this one. They're working on that cure pretty rapidly. But if we are able to get Transcendence, that should slow things down rather substantially. Of course, now the cost has gone up to 72. Why wouldn't it, right? Go to Madagascar next. Aneurysm mutated. Alright, some lethality would be perfectly fine with me. First death in France. Missing a little bit more. Oh, come on! 78 now. And that's Transcendence. Okay, now we focus on beating back the cure. Any DNA we get toward genetic reshuffle, anything like that, would be great. We need to still infect a couple more islands. Getting along pretty well in Africa. Still missing the Philippines and the Caribbean. So we need 2 more Trojan planes here. Well, that slows down the cure substantially. I think we can still do this, but it's getting a little bit close for comfort. Still, this is going to be a pretty fast victory, I think. We'll grab that genetic shuffle, just trying to buy ourselves some more score. Waiting for one more Trojan plane. There it is. Go to the Philippines, and as soon as the Philippines is fully infected, we will win. Need 53 points for the next thing. Yeah, that sounds likely. Alright, anything else we can get that would slow down the cure? Coma would certainly help. Could do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab Coma. It's going to slow down the cure a little bit, set things back. It's like getting a cheaper genetic reshuffle. What's not to like? Go to the Philippines again. Everything's been infected. Philippines is the only thing that has not quite finished off. Now, one thing we could have done differently is also gone for the Trojan roamers. Simply because that would increase the infectivity in the target country so we could finish the Philippines off faster. Because it's costing me a few extra days right now that I'm really eager to deal with. But I think going for a little bit of cure reset might be better for us. No healthy people left in the world. That should finish things off for us. A little bit cheesy. Some people think that the Nurex worm is cheap, but I mean, it kind of is, but hey, it's worth a shot, right? And 3 stars! There we go. Nurex worm for the win. Oh, it's so good. 68% cure progress, less than a year, 351 days in total, 85,000 points overall. Yeah, the Nurex worm makes this one a piece of cake, because the whole point is that you can't get onto islands, and this way you can just totally bypass that. Again, I think the fungus could work, but it requires a lot of RNG. Necrovirus, I would think is going to be difficult, but certainly possible. All you have to do is just start traveling your zombie hordes over to the islands. Maybe the simian flu could work as well. Shadow Plague might work, but I think it'd be very difficult to get 3 stars with that one. But I haven't tried it, so who even knows? This was the most obvious solution, so this is the one that I went with. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you did. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.